Throughout my experience down at the Shell Eco Marathon and during building the vehicle, I've probably learned more than I have throughout my high school career. I've learned more team management skills. I've learned how to weld.
Participating in First Robotics at Livingston High School really set where I wanted to go in my future life. At first, when I was younger, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but now I'm set for engineering and computer science.
In our middle school tech ed classes, we learn a lot about the design process. So that's really where I got my first exposure to kind of how you brainstorm and design for an idea and actually really bring that idea to life. And along with that, a lot of familiarity with shop tools and machines that really helped me jump right into it my freshman year.
The way we approach the curriculum here in the 6th grade is we start off small to get the kids to be able to see themselves as active participants in the process of technological development.
I really like Mr. S's technology class because it was really more creative than all the other classes. You got to basically build stuff and create stuff that was in your mind. I really like the solar car project because you got to build pretty much by yourself with not a lot of supervision. You got to act on your own and you got to design.
My favorite Mr. S moment was on the first day of the marking period when we were all sitting down. He came in and he goes quietly, "Welcome to technology." Then he starts yelling, "Welcome to technology."
What I think I like the most about Mr. S's class is that you never know what's going to happen.
I think that coming off as a little bit eccentric or clownish is something that's also really special about 6th grade. You can get away with being a character or being somewhat of a caricature of yourself. I wouldn't say I'm crazy, but I'd like to say that I take steps to make sure that the kids feel comfortable coming out of elementary school and that they see that the subject is fun and engaging and that I'm passionate about it.
The things that I learned in technology was that you have to use teamwork to accomplish what you want, because if you just do it all alone, maybe someone can't tell you what you think is right or what you think is wrong.
I think it's a really important class here at the 6th grade because it lets kids see themselves as active agents of change in the field of innovation, and it lets them see the relevance to their lives, and it excites them and it engages them, and it makes them see that they're capable of doing these things that they never thought before was possible.
Having been in Mr. S's class, I think I do want to take more technology classes as I get into high school and middle school because it's just been a lot of fun and it's been really awesome.
Technology education at Heritage Middle School is really about inclusion. There's something here for everybody. Whether you're an artist, a designer, have an engineer passion, you're going to find something here at Heritage that suits your needs. So we try to focus on exposing students to everything that could possibly be important in the design world. Here at Heritage Middle School, we teach 7th and 8th grade. 7th grade is about production systems. Students learn how to design, they learn how to prototype, and they learn how to mass produce products. In 8th grade, it's a systems approach. They learn how to design systems and maintain technological systems like hydraulics, robotics, and pneumatics. I'm hoping that every student leaves 8th grade with a better understanding of the design world, and that as they walk through their daily life, they look around and they can see the designer's touch and an engineer's touch in how they get to school and how they even function once they're in the building.
I've done several projects in my regular technology class. I was also in Femgineers and TSA. My favorite project this year was probably the TSA project because even though we didn't go to the competition for it, I started out with my partner working on video game design, which was amazing.
In TSA, I did prepared speech, which wasn't really about building or coming up with ideas. It was mostly about how technology is going to affect us in the real world and how your knowledge of technology or working together or anything that you learn while being in this classroom will help you in the real world.
I was one of the founding members of the Femgineers back when I was in Heritage. It was one of the first all-girl groups, especially in technology.
I moved here from another town and I heard an announcement about Femgineers. I was wondering, what exactly is Femgineers? Let me go check it out. So after school, I went to the technology room and I saw a group of girls that seemed really comfortable, and so I decided to sign up.
When I grow up, I want to be an engineer, which this has definitely helped me with because I learned all of the basic skills that I'm going to need for that. And yeah, like that's never, that wasn't a career that I thought of pursuing before, but since doing this club, I like realize how awesome it is to be an engineer. Like they do everything in our society, and now I want to be one when I grow up.
Technology is ever changing, so what we do at Livingston High School is focus on the fundamental concepts that are universal, that will be there today, tomorrow, and 50 years from now. And then what we try to do is to teach them what I call the soft skills, how to get along with people, how to solve problems, how to interact with others. And those are probably more valuable in some regards than the solid technology principles. We see a wide range of students in the technology department, and the students some are very interested in technology, some of them are just down here to explore various opportunities. So in some regards, we prepare students to be successful in the career of their choice. In other areas, we help them develop an understanding of whether they're interested or even good at that area. So our goal is to, when a student leaves our class, is to have them better understand themselves and what they're capable of doing and how they can interact with our technological society.
I've been participating in TSA for 3 years, and I am currently a FEMgineer. The FEMgineers is definitely a great organization to support girls in engineering. I think that as girls get into high school, a lot of them don't enter into technology classes because they're afraid that they'll be the only girl in the class. And so by having the FEMgineers, girls realize that they're not the only ones that are interested in these classes, and then they'll all take technology classes, which causes more girls to take technology classes because they won't feel like they're the only girls taking that class. I participated in TSA for 3 years. I have definitely learned a lot throughout the years. I think my first year I participated in it, I was in 8th grade, and I started off just drawing on standard graph paper, and just from that I learned so much that has helped me in high school, where we have to draw technical drawings. My favorite class I've taken for technology at the high school is Engineering CAD 1. I think we learn a lot about how to use the software, and this will definitely help me in college, as I visited many colleges and all of them emphasize on how you really need to know how to use CAD. After high school, I definitely want to go to college, and I would like to become an engineer. I'm not certain on exactly which type of engineer I would like to be, but I'm leaning more towards either civil or mechanical.
The design process that we went through during the class, it accurately represented what you would do in the actual field, where you would start out with sketches, you'd meet with a client and they tell you the criteria and you'd go from there. Well, basically it started out with a couple of sketches, going through different designs, figuring out what went well together. We met with a graphic design, someone in the actual field that gave us some critiques and gave us advice about what we should do. So I tweaked my sketches, and this is what I came up with.
I've learned more than enough in these courses. I've learned that what it takes to be a competitive robotics team, what it takes to work in a group, and what work you have to do in order to be successful.
To have a successful robot for this event, it's extremely hard. It takes a lot of hard work, and not just anyone can do it. It takes a lot of organization and planning, and it really has been a whole team effort in order to get all of this done.
In tech and design, I learned a lot about documenting what I do. That's also really important in robotics.
In First Tech Challenge, there is a logbook that we have to fill out and make every year, and we've been putting one together for the last 3 years. This book has actually won us 3 Inspire Awards, which is the highest ranked award in the competition.
One thing we've learned at Livingston High School is that you can have your ideas complex and out of the box as you want, but it still has to be purposeful and work, and that's how things are in real life and are in FIRST.
After taking my tech course this year and doing robotics, I would definitely be interested in an engineering-related career later on in life, but I don't know what yet.
I took stagecraft my junior year and my senior year with Mr. Megro. And in that class we learn a lot about the design process, how it relates to theater, but also just in general. brainstorming a lot of ideas with a diverse group of people, and then taking those ideas and really refining them into like a final product. In the LHS Theater, I'm a stage manager, which is kind of the central cog of communication between everyone in the theater environment. So between the cast and the directors, the crew and the directors, and making sure that everyone who has an idea, that idea gets communicated to everyone who needs to know about it. So from my tech ed classes, I've learned a lot about teamwork, which is a valuable component in stage management, because I'm always in constant communication with people from the cast and the crew and directors and designers. So that kind of stuff, taking ideas from all different sources and making sure that everyone can kind of relate to those ideas.
Mr. Novotny approached us in late December to participate in the Shell Eco Marathon, which he described as, you know, a high mileage contest of which car could get the most miles per gallon. I was ecstatic from the very start. The Shell Eco Marathon has a lot of strict rules and regulations that your car must meet and be able to pass in order for you to even compete. So the Shell Eco Marathon design was a tough one because you had to meet all these certain specifications.
Every step of the way was a challenge. We were always saying, you know, this is the hard part, like everything else is going to be easy from here, but it never truly was.
Through the Shell Eco Marathon design, I learned a lot about how systems can interact on a project. For example, we needed our brakes to move with our steering, so we couldn't have, you know, brakes that would be stationary. We needed them to move with the wheels as they turned.
I've learned a lot of skills throughout my technology courses that have helped me and my team make this project happen.
My entire middle school and high school career, I always loved coming to a technology class. I didn't think of it as another class. I thought of it as actually kind of fun. You would design something, you'd have an image in your brain, and finally one day you'd be able to construct it and make it real life. And I always thought that was very, very cool and something I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And I think the Shell Eco Marathon has really helped guide me to mechanical engineering, which is, I believe, the field that I want to study in for the rest of my life.